What's up, everybody? It's Michael, and I am back. Now, I am very happy. A lot's been happening actually since I last made a video. Not my project or video games, since my last actual video about my waiver and my process at Meps. Now, this is a mouthful. So, about a day after I made that video, saying, I wish I could just swear in already, I got a call from my recruiter. I got a text. Hey, Torres, your paperwork came in. And I was like, well, was it approved or was it denied? This is Buman. He's like, it's approved. And I was like, great. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing now. I was like, well, now what? So, what happened was he was like, nah, I'm just messing with you, man. He's like, I got approved. 2 weeks. Took my waiver 2 weeks to get approved. So I went down to Meps the next Monday. I went to Meps. My doctor was not there. It was another doctor. So I walked in the doctor's office, right? My doctor was not there. It was another doctor. However, I walked up there. My liaison was like, go upstairs to your doctor. So I went upstairs to my doctor, and I was like, waiver. I got my waiver. He looked at it. Approved. I was like, yeah. So I went downstairs to my liaison. They're like, go on, buddy. Go see your liaison. So I went down there, and my liaison was like, all right, Torres. It was like 8:30 in the morning. Mind you, I've been up since 3 this morning because my recruiting office is about 45 to an hour, a minute drive away, depending on traffic. And it usually takes me about an hour. But, if you go on the freeway, it's 45. I haven't gone on the freeway. My stepdad has when he drives me down there. He doesn't drive me. He drove me from Meps, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, I wake up at 3, get there, by the recruiting office by 4, so we can leave at 4:15, me and my recruiter, so we can go to Meps by 5. That was the plan. So I've been up since 3. It's 8, my liaison's like, alright, Torres, she's like, go sit over there in the cafeteria. She's like, I'll call you on the intercom once I need you. I was like, alright, cool. So I'm walking over there, I'm doing my little, I'm like, wow. I have like a collared shirt on. And so I sit down, and I'm in the cafeteria, and I'm waiting, and I'm like looking out the window, and I'm like, just sitting there. Just stand by. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, well, now what? I'm like, well, I haven't eaten, so I got like an orange juice from the vending machine. I drank the orange juice, and I was like, yeah, now what? So I'm waiting. I fall asleep. You're not supposed to fall asleep, but I did. I wasn't like straight up in a state of sleep, like where I'm just like straight up passed out. No, I was just like laying there. My eyes were closed a little bit. They were a little bit closed, and I could still hear what was going on. Like, I'm not really asleep. I'm not fully asleep, but I'm not awake. I can hear what's going on still. So I can hear if they're calling me or not. Nope, I must fall asleep for a little bit because time goes by and I wake up, and it's 10:30. I went to sleep at 8, and I was like, wow. I was like, let me go see if she called me. I walk over there, Torres, what are you doing? I still haven't called you. Go back to the cafeteria. I'm like, well, alright. So I go back to the cafeteria. I'm sitting there, and, about another hour goes by, and she's like, I hear Marine Corps, how'd it go? Let me think. Marine Corps, applicant Torres to the liaison office. Marine Corps, applicant Torres, liaison office. That's how it was. So I was like, alright. I was like, time to go in there. And I went in there, I literally signed these 2 papers. You have people in other foreign countries that you talk to? I was like, yeah, we got family in Mexico. She's like, what are their names or whatever? And I was like, I told them their names, what I thought they were, because I had one uncle or family member, I don't know what he is to me, to be honest, but like his name's, we call him Adrian, but his name's Jesus, and I was like, his name's Adrian, and I was like, wait, it's apparently Jesus. And she's like, how do you get that from? How do you get Adrian from Jesus? And I was like, I don't know. That's what we call him. So yeah, I don't know. This is very stressful for me too. Hang on. So I'm like, she's like, alright, get that stuff. I got it. And I was like, alright, go time. She's like, alright, your paperwork's done. You ship October 24th. Your contract in 4 years active, 4 years reserves. And then she's like, go to operations. And once you're in operations, they're going to ask you some questions. And she's like, once you're in operations, you sign your contract or whatever. I haven't signed I guess I did sign my contract, but I haven't picked my job yet because you picked that recruiter. Now, I signed, picked up everything, did everything I had to do. You know, never done any drugs. No, my mom killed me first of all. Second of all, you know, you ever cut yourself? You ever thought about suicide or anything like that? I was like, nope, never done anything like that. And then they were like, well, how'd you get these burns on your arm? I don't know if you could see them. Right there. No, I don't know. That's a hair. That's a burn right there. Yeah. They're like, how do you get the burns on your arm? I was like, well, you see, at our sophisticated workplace called Smashburger, we have these grills that have arms. Now, in these arms, I don't know. With these arms, you scrape them down. And sometimes when you do that, like, I didn't scrape them down because I didn't know. I would scrape them up. And when you scrape them up, all the grease, when you're pulling it up, falls on your arm. That's what happened to me. So I was like, that sucks. And they're like, yeah, that sucks. And, you know, I'm just like, they're like, alright, you check out. You're alright. You know, you're pretty cool. They're like, we watch your YouTube videos. And I was like, thanks. Yeah, so, and then it was like 12:40. My parents got there, my aunt and uncle got there, and they were like, alright, time to watch you swearing at 1. Now, I was talking to them because my liaison said go down to the door down there, and I went in the wrong door. I went into the oath of enlistment room. You're supposed to go to the briefing room to get briefed on how to swear in. I didn't. I went to the oath of enlistment room and sat there, and they're like, have you been briefed? And I was like, no. They're like, well, you have to wait till 2:30. And I was like, really? You can't just tell me, like, on the fly, like, hey, this is what we're doing. You said you do it. No, you can't do that. So we waited till 2:30. I swear in. You know, I have video of it. You'll see it right here. So you guys just seen me swear in. Yeah. So I went back to my liaison office. She was like, congratulations. Then they all said congratulations, and I was like, thanks, both you guys. You know, there's 3 liaisons. One of them was the one that thought I told him I didn't tell the doctor. He wasn't there, and the other 2 were there. So I told my liaison, the female liaison, thanks for everything, you know, letting me swear in. And then that's what the other person thanks, you know, just, I don't know, common courtesy. And then they were like, what? They were like, get the shirt. I don't know why I had that button up on, but they were like, you're a pulley now. And they gave me the shirt. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Yeah, I ship October 24, 2016. And for all the people trying to get a waiver out there, all I gotta say is you have to stay positive. Now, I did break on my second disqualification from Meps. I was like, I don't think I want to do this. I don't think I want to try again and just get permanently disqualified, because that's like something I want to join the military, but I didn't want to risk getting disqualified again. You know, I was just worried that they'd say no again. So in that case, I didn't want to try to go for it in the off chance they did say no. But my stepdad talked me into it. Well, he's talked reasoning into me. He's like, you need to do this. He's like, while you're young and you have the chance. He's like, because if it turns out you can do it, and you don't try, you know, when you get older, you're not going to be able to. You're going to have stuff going on, family, whatever. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I tried. Now I'm a pulley. So I have to thank him for that. Yeah, pulley. I have plenty of PT stories. I have gone to PT for like the last. I swore in February 1st. I went a week before that, so like January, like 24th, 25th, around there. From then to now. Now, we've done PT. I ran the IST, and if you guys don't know what the IST is, it's the initial strength test. Initial strength test. Now, with that, you have to run a mile and a half in under 13:30, which is a 9-minute mile. And you have to do 50 sit-ups, not sit-ups, crunches in under 2 minutes, or more than 50. 50 is minimum. And then you have to do minimum 4 pull-ups. Pull-ups killed me. I couldn't do pull-ups. I could do 1 pull-up, and I was like, nah, it's not cutting it. So, with that being said, for the run itself, I ran a 13:35, so I was 5 seconds over, which means I run at like a 9:02, 9:01. That's not bad though, because I never run. Like, I honestly just showed up and ran this. And when I did run, that was like my fastest time. Was a 9-minute consecutive IST. I got a 13:40 when I used to run. My mile time itself, the fastest I ran was 7:54, and that was when I used to run like every day. So not too bad, for just picking it up and going back running again. And then yesterday, no, yeah, yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. You guys probably see this either Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending on what you guys decide. Now, we ran a CFT, it's a combat fitness test. There's like low crawl maneuvers. It's like a huge obstacle course. I'll have to go into detail for that one because that's a story in itself. That was tiring. We ran an 880, not an 880, like an 880, like the numbers. Now that is a mile and a. It's not a mile and a half. It's a half a mile, and some change, like 80 more meters above half mile. And the passing score for that's 3:30 for us, and I ran it in 3:27. Now that tells me I could have ran the IST a little bit faster. I'm starting to get used to it because I honestly, it was my first, like, it was like my second to first day of running back, getting back into the exercise and all that, and I ran a 13:35. And then yesterday was like I don't know, I've done it for like 3 weeks already, 2 weeks, something like that. And it was, as a pulley, it was my second week, and I got a 3:27 on the run, which is a half a mile, so about a 7-minute mile, give or take. Now that tells me I can run the IST a lot faster. I just need to freaking work on cardio a little bit more, and that's it. And then for like crunches, I got 42 out of 50. Like minimum 50. That's a fail, but by 8. And I know I can get 8 by next March. By this March coming up. Because that's when you take the IST every month. So I gotta work up on that. I'll let you guys know how that turns out, because yeah, I'll let you guys know. Because if I pass that, I get to pick my job. I think I'm going combat engineer or EOD. Either or. Artillery. I have some jobs lined up that I'm interested in. And what else? And IST. Oh, yeah, for the CFT yesterday, we had to do the 880 run. I didn't tell you guys about ammo can lifts. You guys know ammo cans. They're like the big metal boxes, like that tall, that fat. Big boxes, ammo cans. And they're like 35 pounds each. And ours are. That's what they said, the recruiters. They're like, yeah, they're about 30 pounds. About. They're like a little bit heavier than 30 pounds. So I was like, alright, I'm going to say 35. So we had to do these, which were, this is like the top of my fingers right here. The top, up and down. That's the top of the box. And your thumbs are on the bottom. You have to go under your chin, has to get under your chin, the top of the box, up, like that. Now that you don't think that's bad, but that is tiring. After like my 20th one, I was like, I was like struggling, and then they started like motivating. My motivating, there's telling you go for more. And believe me, I wasn't going to stop at 20. I was like going to pump out as many as I could. But they motivated me to pick it up and go a little bit faster. So I was like, and mind you, I'm freaking like, my arms are on fire at this point because it's like too much, And I ended up getting 60, a perfect score on this is 93 or 91. I got 60. A passing score was 50, so I passed. So I'll have to tell you guys more about PT and all that in another story time, because this is going to get pretty long if I tell you guys all right now. And I will tell you guys eventually. And I'm gonna do a story time here, either probably not tomorrow, because tomorrow I have PT. I don't know, pretty soon, within the next couple of days, you guys get a story time about an incident I had with my manager at work. So yeah, that's the update. Now, everybody stay positive when you're waiting for a waiver. Just think it will come true. That's what you guys need to think, is I am going to get this waiver. it's going to happen, and it will happen. That's what I did. You just gotta stay positive. You gotta say, okay, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna get this, and you'll get it. You just gotta stay positive. You can't be doubting yourself. Without further ado, that's the video for today. Yeah. Have a good one, you guys.